get it.
You think I'd get arrested if I climbed up on that to get a look at the gearings?
And then, the chairman shot their space shuttle down with the Hammersmith grenade launcher. Incredible.
Move along.
Staying out of sight.
A UDL security attendant is always prepared.
Looking for weapons? You've come to the right place. Why, to defend? Byzantium is the best.
You ought to worry about protecting your eyes. What happened? Were you running with...
What? Oh, but the weapons are all real and of the Marauders, dissidents, especially large sprats. Only because we make it so. It is only the fear of the well-armed. One can never be too well-armed. Who...
That episode...
I've always loved
You, with the hips. Over here. Let me take a closer look at you. Don't speak. Hold that posture for... The way you rest your weight against your hip suggests a certain rugged charisma possessed only... Celeste, you've done it again. I knew from the... I'm Celeste Jolicoeur. And you, my dear... Darling, you and that brutish I'm working on a new line of clothing that will shock this city to its core. When I look at you, I see the... Making an outfit worthy of you won't be... Marvelous! You and I are gonna... What I need is a survey of the outside world. What does the Also... Oh, you cad! You'll be the talk of business. I'll need you to model for me the following. The apparel of an iconic... And when I say spacer gear, I mean an outfit worn by real spacers. None of that You have the bearing and demeanor of a... Fabulous!
You don't gotta be so forward.
Let me get a good... My word. Such muscular
I am no such thing.
Nonsense, you're absolutely lovely. Let me do a back of the envelope. Love? That's the ultimate luxury, darling. Love.
I don't get why that's funny.
Oh, my cherub. Who? All right, Captain. Darling, I read her measurements by... There are some things I simply cannot skimp on, darling. Now stand back. Back! I'll end... And there we are, my darling girl. I wish you a
What? Oh, no, ma'am.
I wish you weren't so shy, my Violet. You truly... If I were an enterprising free... Byzantium has lost... You're very... I can't... What can...
Oh, can you believe this outfit? Well, I guess that's everything then. You know, there's a part, Junlei... Yeah, the next time we dock with Groundbreaker, I'm doing it. Oh, this is real scary, Captain.
I love Byzantium. Remember that string?
What... If I were an enterprising...
I've always loved.
Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
All right. Oh, my hands have finally stopped. Anyhow, so I told him, Dad, I'm a big girl now. I ain't need your help. I can do it on my lonesome.
What did he say to that?
Have at it then. And he handed me his favorite wrench, the one he used for the canner. He's probably half as tall as I was.
He didn't scold you for talking back to him?
Nah, he was never like that. I always thought it was funny.
Remember that you are not insured. Good to see.
CNP Force Pockets. Can be microwaved in 2.5 seconds. Force Pockets.
Welcome. Ooh.
Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information needed to the capture of woman terrorist Phineas Wells. Report any sightings to your local board.
You should give our latest product. Don't have. I hear scary.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled call restored. Cross-call finals are scheduled to air.
It's on. Want a charming?
Sure. Heading back.
Apple cider. A hard cider for a hard life.
Okay, Cap. No. So she got here, and, well, she sneezed. And then she just sort of touched my arm real gentle-like, and then I led her into the kitchen. I think she stood stock still and just said, "Oh, real soft." I told. Well, we talked a bunch over dinner about the things when I but I Anyhow, when she wrapped up, and it's all on your. I don't know. So.
Hey, Max.
Yes?
You really think we all have a purpose? That everything happens for a reason?
I used to think that, but not anymore.
Then, wait, why do you sound so calm? Aren't you getting annoyed?
Not in the least. But I do apologize, Dr. Finham. It sounds like I have annoyed you.
Fine, be that way.
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
I only wish they weren't showing.
I'm afraid I can't come down anymore, my good man. I'd have to request a counter waiver, and you know how dreadful the paperwork is.
Don't I ever, my dear fellow. Why, I spent
how we suffer.
I'm on my legally allotted break. Really, I'm supposed to... Oh, what are you doing here? Laws, I knew it! I work in the lab at the Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. Some of my sprats... Maybe I let them out more often than regulations allow, but they... And so what if I occasionally forgot to latch their cage? They escaped, and before I could coax them back, even if I did dare go down there, they're among all the... Really? In that case, take this collection crate. 6 of my little ones are down there, but don't worry. They have intelligent eyes, an agreeable yet reserved demeanor. Please, do take care, and do mind the exterminator mechanicals. If the worst should happen to my little darlings, well... I still am. After all, I'm a person of very little influence. But I must say, I'm far too distressed to think... Well... Not that I place any stock.
Out with it, you wretched contraption!
Citizens, today marks a monumentous occasion in the course of Halcyon history. After a deep and thorough examination of our budgets, revenue streams, and predictive models, we are...
If they'd sent money to Monarch instead of building even one of those homes, I bet we could have rebuilt Stellar Bay. The whole damn thing.
Halcyon is healthier and more productive than...
There's my parents' place. Smell that?
Marilyn, is that you?
Oh, we certainly... And I didn't expect you to renew your marriage contract. But we're... Speaking of surprises, you should meet my new friend. We've been running... There you go again, Captain. Always menace... Anyway, you're probably wondering...
Not exactly.
The last few years have been a bloody haze. You... right? Yep, we're a pair of
Marilyn, this really is...
We'll stay as long as we like. And while we're at it, we'll drink your expensive hoot. She's right. Since when can you afford authentic Terran marble?
That's what we've been trying to tell you, dear, but we
thought you were dead. I'm not dead. I just never...
I'm afraid the distinction...
We only did what any grieving parents in our position would do. We collected on your life insurance.
And the payouts have been rather...
You what? Well, now that I'm here, I guess you'll just have to report back.
It's not that simple. For one thing, we'd have to cut back on so many...
Why did you do that?
We had to explain your
We couldn't very well tell people you'd run... The neighbors would talk.
We concocted a story about Celeste Jollycurl.
One of a kind.
That led to your tragic death when you tripped and...
It was quite the story. People...
Couldn't you have at least made up a better story? And what are you gonna do now?
Yes, about...
Quietly. I'm afraid it would cause quite a stir if the...
That's it? You just want...
Don't.
Let's just get out. Fine.
Let's just put this unpleasantness behind us.
Let's talk outside. Let's talk outside. Can you believe though? We'd hardly been there a minute and they turned us out like... But not like I wanted. They'd both be sitting there watching one of their... Mother would drop her mock apple cider and the glass would shatter all over their... Shh. I'd have a great one-liner in the tube. I was thinking either the leather's fake, but the... Yeah, I'm gonna use that. Now, Father would throw his hands up, because this would be just like me. Then, Mother would do the old, "You had us worried sick." Her eyes would be red. I'm not hurt. I just didn't want to get booted out of the house I grew up in like that. Hey. Hey, the last thing I want to do is sit around. Wait a second. I could open a new account, designate that account holder. I'll make money without doing a thing. And my policy is with the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group. Maybe you could use some of your people. If that doesn't work, I'm sure we can find something on... I shipped with a merc who had a gun like yours, Mioka. He polished it, sang to it, slept with it. Not like that, as far as I know.
Sounds like he had himself a discerning palate. Where are you going with this?
He couldn't hit the broadside of an assault cruiser, hence the tin shredder.
Wouldn't be the first man I met bearing compensation for his lack of skill.
Hortense yells at me about...
They're on us! Let's talk outside.
Marilyn?
And I didn't expect you to renew your marriage. There you go again, Cap. Anyway, the last few years have... right? Come on.
Marilyn, this
You tell him. We'll stay as long as we like. And while we're at it... Just a second. You had the floors redone with real...
That's what we've been trying to tell you.
We thought... I'm not dead. I just never...
I'm afraid the...
We only did what any grieving parents in our... We could...
You... Well, now that I'm here, I guess you'll...
Why?
We
couldn't... The neighbors would... What? It was quite...
Couldn't you have at least... And what...
Yeah.
Quiet. I'm afraid it would cause quite a stir if the neighbor...
That's it? You... Fine. Can we talk? Can you... I wanted them to get upset. They... I don't get mopey. I just... I hope you don't think I'm... But I want to... Unless you... Anyway, wait a second. If... I shipped with a merc who had a gun like yours, Nyoka. He polished it, sang to it, slept with it. Not like that, as far as I know.
Sounds like he had himself a discerning palate. Where are you going with this?
He couldn't hit the broadside of an assault cruiser, hence the tin shredder.
Wouldn't be the first man I met bearing compensation for his lack of skill.
My dear fellow, you've no...
Have you tried our new cocktail sponsored by... Then you... Quite so, but I would never lower myself to... Do you... I suppose there is something charming about work in a parochial sort of way. We all...
Please allow me. Request confirmed. You know.
I love Byzantium.
CNP pancake mix. Now requires no mixing.
I guess we're going to Fallbrook.
I'll sue every technician and...
This property is off limits. Solicitors, loiterers, and... This ultimatum brought to you... That's funny. The minister isn't expecting visitors, and you don't much look like one of those couriers from HPS. Minister Clark's a private man. There's nothing...
Chasing us off all...
Ma'am?
I want you to know...
Do you have any actual...
must be joking. Our fair city is... Oh, there. That's one right there. Can't you just see the stench of impropriety radiating off of her?
The last time.
How splendid. Another rung leech wandering through the streets of Byzantium. Why, just this morning I thought to myself, as lovely as the and here you are. Admittedly. Now if only. Honestly, what is the board thinking, letting so many of your ilk into the city I earned my place here, just like everyone else. I just told you, my grandfather made millions of bits as CI Chief Idea Officer. He came up with all the best ideas for their products. You know the font? Well, he described the idea of it to their font development team, then picked it from a list of choices. It was a very... Let's see. He picked the colors they included in rainbow chips. No one else wanted. And you know how the Cosmic Smokes logo has an eye in the middle of a heptagon? He was a true... You're welcome. Now, do we have any... What's wrong? It erodes the very pillars of our society. This city is meant for us, the system's finest. We earned... But now we are overrun with the unworthy and the ungrateful. And this early... The worst thing to happen to Halcyon. A contest that gives even the lowliest... By simply winning a lottery, those early retirees get an exclusive district of Byzantium to themselves. Tell me. Oh, by the law. I mean, it's not right. I deserve to see any district I You know, you look like you've been shot at before. What say...
Beat standing around and talking to a wrist...
Yes. What is that person's job exactly? Are they your Well, it doesn't matter. What's important is that you think this is a fabulous arrangement, and you... Did you miss the part where I said I'd pay you? That's all... Better than money? The thrill of discovery. Like in an Aetherwave adventure. People love those, right? Don't you want to... Fantastic. I hear the chosen retirees all enter the retirement district via the port landing pad. Unless, of course, you had a wealthy, beautiful benefactor of impact. These codes will get you past the lockdown. Oh, and don't worry about subtlety. I don't care how... The same way anyone gets anything here, of course. Bits might earn you a place in Byzantium, but that means everyone here... For favors like this, you need to spend...
This reminds me of... Oh, never mind.
coats make me nervous. Experiments always go wrong. Always. And then we got flying rats.
That's far enough. What do you... You're in my house, and I'm not fucking around. Start talking. My what conspiracy? Let's talk about this. Just give me a second to explain myself. If you came looking for some elaborate scheme, it is...
What are you doing, Doctor? This information is beyond...
You can write me up in your report. I'm researching a new way to feed the colony. The crops we transplanted from Earth don't give us the nutrients we need. Our colonists might not realize it yet. A recent development, Captain. Apparently someone's broken into the laboratories where... Our produce might get us through the day, but we're getting weak. The food we grow here barely sustains human life. The colony won't last under these conditions. So, I believe that I could adapt humans to live on Halcyon's terms. That I could change us. Look around. We're the only intelligent alien. Not for lack of trying. I wanted to... I wouldn't allow us to experiment on convicts or the unemployed. It's wrong. I'm desperate. I've already asked all the best institutes on Earth for help. It's been missing for over 2 years now. They never re-established contact after the skip to Earth.
Imagine losing something with that many guns on it.
That ain't a shock. Board folks will lie to their own.
The board is uneasy about letting the colony know, seeing as half of their military force vanished. I'd prefer if you didn't use my name when you talk about this. My contract has a list of... Once we can replicate a success, the board will move to rewire our nucleon. With any luck, our next generation will be eating and thriving off Halcyon crops.
Knowing what the board considers a success.
Fuck that. People are people, and ought to stay the way they were born. They start trying to tinker with...
We haven't made enough strides to advance the plan. Hardly. You could always shoot me. If I die, there's no one who can reproduce our work.
I try not to, least when it comes to the moral dilemmas. Lilia Hagen's a useful ally to have, but I'll back you up either way.
I hope you know what you're doing, Captain.
Look, cold-blooded murder ain't easy on my spirits. But this...
Everything I did was for the good of... The one on the wanted posters? I'll do it.
Doctor!
What choice do I have, Commander? For the lab, I need to get out of here. Phineas can contact me when he... For now, I'd better pack up the lab and head somewhere discreet.
Not so fast. Captain, what you just learned is beyond your clearance. Give me one reason why... Run.
Incoming! Top on!
Time for a drink?
I hope Dr. Wells has the resources to handle this. What do you think you're... Oh. I guess, never mind then.
Okay.
What's up?